how do you deal with a relationship that has impurity in it, whether one person or both?
You have to deal with it. It's like having cancer in your body. You can't disregard that because it's going to get worse if you don't do something about it. It's going to spread. It may kill a person. And that impurity is not going to stay the same. It's going to get worse. And if you address it and deal with it, then it can begin to shrink. You can begin to get things together. And so it has to be dealt with. I think the young man you referred to had good intentions. He wanted to be pure. And then when he fell back into pornography, he felt like he wasn't a proper boyfriend, so he would break up with her. In a sense, that's kind of commendable. He didn't want her to be defiled by his impurity. And we need to remember that pornography breeds an unhealthy relationship with a member of the opposite sex. Men get tired of looking at women on those pictures and films and everything, and they want to start touching women. I think it would be, well, let me tell you about a girl that we had here at Moody some years ago. She said to her boyfriend, I don't know what it is, but something's not right in our relationship. And he said, I'll tell you what it is. I'm stuck on pornography. And she said, okay. Now, I'm not going to break up with you, but I'm going to require you to do two things. Go to my father and tell him about this and find a professional who's trained in pornography who can help you get out of it, and give that professional permission so I can ask him questions of how you're doing in his counseling of you. And he said, okay. And so about a year passed, and he seemed to be making good progress. And then later she said to him, I don't know what the problem is, but something's not right. And he said, I'll tell you, I've fallen back into pornography. And then she said, then I'm going to break up with you. Now, when he first told her, she said, I'm not going to break up with you. I'm going to give you a chance to get over this. She did her best to help him, but eventually it was just too strong for him. And at least he thought so. And so eventually she broke up with him and she married somebody else. So I think it would be ideal if the young woman can help her boyfriend overcome his sexual temptation, sexual impurity. But she needs to remember she's walking on thin ice when she's trying to help somebody like that. But I have told women, do not go into marriage with a man that you know is being defeated in this area, because he's going to carry that over into marriage. You need to see him making progress to come out of it. And here's why. Sullivan, you and I are flawed men. God's put within us a moral compass, but it's been tainted by sin. And so God's wired you and me up with sexual passions and desires which are good and wholesome. And one of the purposes of those sexual passions is to cultivate and deepen our relationship, our intimacy with our spouse. That's good. It's just that our nature has been tainted with sin, and now we as fallen men can have improper sexual desires and interest in a woman that God has not given us as our spouse. And we need to be careful there. And so the point that I want to make is this. I am going to be sexually tempted with lust until the day I die. Now, that's going to happen. Now, since that's the case, I need to make up my mind to get real good at dealing with this and overcoming it. And that can be done by the grace of God.
So your first instinct is not to request that a man make himself pure always before a relationship, in the sense of obviously not addicted, but still struggling with that and maybe giving in sometimes. But your advice is this is something the woman should help the man with.
Yeah. If she can help without being defiled herself. I remember another couple here, he confessed to his girlfriend, I'm struggling with pornography. And she said, okay, I won't break up with you, but I expect you to do something about it. I expect you to make progress. So he started making progress. and doing well. And then he admitted to her one time, I failed the other day. And she told me, I didn't tell him, but I expected him to fall. But I'm glad he came and told me. Now I expect more time to pass before he does that again. I want to see him falling less and less, and the failures are further and further apart until he overcomes this. Because I've already told him I will not go into marriage with a man stuck on this. That would be like having another woman sleep between you and me in bed when we're married, and I wouldn't tolerate that.
Yeah.